Hey, I'm just getting everybody an update. For those who may not know, I'm doing follow up with the police department. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'm having a meeting with the police department, and it's going to be with the internal affairs follow up. And I've already informed them that they're going to be recorded, and hopefully I'll get some good information from them and have the complaint followed through so that nobody else will get hurt.
Okay, well, we're ready to
Okay.
start.
Well, you have my complaint, and have you seen the video?
Just on the website, no,
Okay.
not on this.
Yeah, I gave it to him, but he said it was upside down. So,
But what I have here is, you filled out your complaint, and the chief gives the okay, of course, to start an actual investigation. So now, this is the what we call the internal affairs complaint form.
okay.
Okay, this
So
is
it
the
starts here and then moves on to here.
yeah, this is the next
Okay.
this is the next step. So this is what we have to fill out now. Uh, this is the actual complaint form, and we can read it, of course,
Okay.
and we'll go over it. And it's basically just a case number that's assigned
Okay.
to the investigation.
Yeah, I'd like to make sure all the information's correct.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you can look it over.
Okay.
But then it states your name, your address, your phone number, and the date
Did
the
it?
complaint received,
Okay.
and which was referring to the
Mhm.
referral.
Okay.
Okay. And then who's the suspected party,
Yes.
and as far as the suspected officer, um, he will be served with the notice of investigation.
Okay.
And it's an active pending investigation, so it wouldn't be fair to him to, and well, to air out his name over
Yes.
the public,
Yep. Yep.
without a proper.
Yep. Well, he's already been aired
Yeah.
out,
Yeah, well,
you know, but I'll respect his privacy if he respects mine,
okay.
or
Right.
the police department as a whole respects mine.
Exactly. This is what it's all about.
This would not have happened, or not, it wouldn't have gone as far if he'd at least identified himself that night. He refused to identify himself by name or badge number,
I
and
understand that. I understand
that pushed me over the edge after he grabbed me.
Now, the rest of it is just explaining what violations that are applicable in this case.
Okay.
It starts right here and it goes all the way down to here.
Okay.
And then this is just a notice of complaint, exactly what.
And once I sign that, do I get a copy of that?
You can have a copy.
Okay, I would appreciate
it's
that.
your complaint form.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I just need you to sign it right there,
Okay.
and then I'll sign off as a witness.
Okay.
And then it says down here, copy of this complaint given to the, well, this applies
Yeah.
to department member.
Yeah.
So we won't have to worry about that.
Okay.
But complainant received a copy and delivered to the complainant by me. So
Okay.
I'll sign here that I gave you a copy.
Okay. Okay. So everybody
Right.
knows what's going on, because
Right.
this is a new process for me.
Okay.
So I'm going to look it over to make sure.
Yeah.
Man, this is small.
I had to reduce the font so
So it all fit on one page.
Yes.
Okay. So so it's Rule 24 relating to discipline. So this is in your policy manual?
Yes, it's a civil
Okay.
service
Okay.
rules
So-
and regulations.
B6 and B8 is conduct prejudicial to good order. That's some fancy legalese. Okay. And then the numbers are right beside it.
Right.
Okay. And so it explains it.
Right.
Oh. So what I'm signing is you are informed that a sworn written statement of fact, an affidavit, will be solicited, which is this complaint that I turned in, or are you doing
Well,
another one?
we have to do an actual written
Okay.
statement, so,
Okay.
this comes.
Because it says you are informed that a sworn written statement of fact, an affidavit, will be solicited, though a sworn affidavit is preferred and requested. You are assured that your complaint will be fully investigated in absence of any such affidavit. Notice, under certain circumstances, it is a violation of criminal law to make a false statement to a peace officer. Well, that probably should be all circumstances. I'm signing this. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm doing this right so I understand it.
Right.
Okay. So I'm
Yeah.
signing this saying that you're going to take a written statement of the information above,
Yeah, of the incident that
of the
happened.
incident that
Right,
happened.
that happened.
Okay.
Okay,
And then you're going to give me a copy
right.
of.
Now, at that point, we'll continue with the investigation on forward. Now, this is administrative, so that's why the wording is,
Has to be very,
regarding our civil service manuals and stuff like that, but it's administrative, okay? That's the type of investigation this is, at this level.
okay.
That's the type of investigation I handle, is administrative.
So most of these, like the section VIL, performance and conduct, that's taken out of the
Civil service
civil service manual, but does the San Benito Police Department have a separate policy manual?
Yes.
Okay, so these are,
Departmental.
okay, so General Order 1.03 and 1.23 are out of your
Departmental.
department
Yes.
policy.
And
And it has to abide with the civil service.
exactly, because we're governed by civil service rules, department rules, and also we have to keep in mind the personnel manual from the city.
Okay,
So,
okay.
and it would go right there.
Do I need to date it?
Let me see.
Do you want me to put it underneath today's date?
You can put it underneath.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'll go ahead and sign off on it as well.
So after we're done, just so I make sure I know what's going on. So after we're done this today, you're going to take my statement, written statement, give me a copy.
Right.
Then you'll review it, whatever you need to do, and then it goes on to chief after that, who
No.
makes the ultimate decision.
No, the next step after we get done here today
Okay.
is I already have documents prepared to serve the officer.
Okay. Okay.
He will get officially served.
Okay.
I'll bring him in, sit him in here, and serve him with an official notice of complaint.
Okay.
And then he would have 24 hours to respond in written fashion
Okay.
as to the allegations. So he's going to be required to give a statement.
Okay.
Because there's no option.
It's not a, it would be a written, so it'd be a
Exactly.
paper trail.
It's a written
Okay.
order. It's a written order.
If I have to do a paper trail, he has to do a paper trail.
Definitely.
Okay.
He's going to
Okay.
be required to give a response in writing as to the allegations before him.
Okay.
And then once he submits a response, I'll look over the whole entire file, like, okay, what's missing, what needs to be tightened up, what else can I do to improve it, what's lacking, and so forth. Because it's an investigation, so you gotta make sure you cover all the bases.
Which I take very seriously. That's why I'm making sure I understand.
No, so do we.
Yeah.
I take it very seriously. I've been here a while, so I've done these before, so
Yeah.
I make sure they're thorough and you get the utmost integrity on it.
And I don't mean to be quarrelsome, I guess the word is. I have no fear of retaliation for doing a complaint against a police officer, as in nervousness or, worrying about that.
No, it's not
Okay.
about that. It's not
Okay.
anything about that.
I hope so.
We're here to help.
Because
we're
people
here to
get
help
mad, everybody's human and they get mad. And
Exactly.
so if something like that were to happen, I would contact you or,
Exactly.
okay,
Myself, the chief, of course, you have any issues
okay.
and concerns with,
Hopefully it's a mute point.
and,
There's nothing, but I'm just asking what if,
yeah, the what
so,
ifs, right? And
yeah.
I can pretty much, safely say, I mean, everything will be okay as far as,
Okay,
your end, you,
okay,
and, this will get thoroughly investigated. It'll be, done thoroughly with integrity,
okay.
what we're supposed to do,
What,
as that's my job.
what, now, not to put you on the spot, but what are we looking at a time frame? How long? It depends. I mean, because you have to
Um,
still bring him in.
mhm.
He has 24
Well, I
hours
want
to
to bring him in
reply.
today.
Oh, today,
Yeah, I
okay.
want to bring him in today,
So you should have his reply by
I
Monday.
should, yeah,
And
yeah.
Chief is on vacation this week and he'll be back next week, but he's not part of that yet
Not yet,
until you finish your investigation.
exactly. So once I get, the officer statement in, then like I said, I'll evaluate what I have and like, okay, where do I need to go from here? What needs to be included? What's important to, evaluate, what's
Mm-hmm.
lacking and so forth, and put up the final touches
Okay,
and, put it together, type up my narrative,
okay,
and then at that time, I'll hand it over to the chief so he can take it on from there.
okay.
Um, on my end, it could vary. I do have other duties,
Mm-hmm.
on top of this, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll be a little bit here, a little bit there,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Well, as a
Uh,
lieutenant, I
yeah,
imagine you've got some duties, yeah.
yeah, I have, other duties I got to attend to. So, but, these take priority.
Okay,
These do take priority, and, so this is gonna be up the top of the list. I'm gonna work on,
thank you.
aside from everything else, and, so I can assure you, you know, speedy, the most,
Well, when we say speedy, are you talking a couple weeks, a month? I mean,
um,
just
I
a
for
guesstimate.
yeah, I foresee maybe at least, today's Friday, maybe
Mhm.
by next Friday,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
time frame on
So
my
if I don't
end.
hear from anybody by a week from Monday, I should call and say,
Right, you can check up on me.
what's up?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
check with me,
okay.
how far are you along,
Hmm.
where are you at,
Yeah, I want it
and,
done the right way. I mean, this is the first for me, and
mhm,
and so I'm still learning, and I hope I never have to do this
mhm.
again.
Well,
Never.
I'm here to help,
Okay,
if
I
you ever,
appreciate it.
the need ever comes, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
um, but yeah, I'm gonna try to my best to get it done within the week, and that way it can be in the chief's office and he can take care of it from there.
Okay.
It could be sooner. I'm just, like we said, it's just an
Mm-hmm.
estimation.
Mm-hmm. So once it
So
goes to chief, um,
yeah, he has to take it to a legal review.
okay,
He'll sit down with attorneys and they'll do a,
okay,
legal review process on it,
okay,
and then they'll take it from there.
okay.
And
So you should be done by a week from today, but then it has to go to chief and then it
the
has to go
chief,
to legal.
the
So we're talking
legal,
another week to two
another
weeks after that.
additional time, yeah.
Okay.
Because sometimes we have to, abide by other people's schedules too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just
Um,
was trying to get like a ballpark, like how long
mhm,
does this all take?
yeah,
So from
yeah,
start to finish, it could be 2 or 3 weeks.
it could be.
Okay,
It shouldn't. So, but, the worst case scenario.
okay,
So because it all depends on people's schedules. When attorneys are available, when, other people are available to that participate in the review process.
and if any time after today anybody has any questions, somebody will call me up and have me come in and do another written follow-up if there's more
Exactly.
information
Exactly.
needed.
Along the
Okay,
way, if, something needs to be clarified, I'll get a hold of you,
okay,
or if you need to clarify something, or, vice versa. It works both ways.
okay,
So, something else comes up along the way. Hey, I found this, or, I found this out, I found that out. Let's clarify it, and
hmm,
we'll get together. You won't be left out in the dark.
yeah. Well, we're talking a 3-minute
Yeah,
video. I
yeah,
mean, so it's, that's the evidence I have plus my written statement,
right.
but it's not like it's, a long period of time.
Mhm. Okay.
So, okay,
Alrighty, so,
I'll take this on, take it
okay.
with me. But he came to my right side, was talking with some people who were parked improperly. And as he went by, he goes, "What are you doing, ma'am? What are you doing?" And I didn't say anything.
Okay, he spoke to some people who were parking properly, and as he walked back.
No, as he was walking to them,
As
he
well,
asked me.
okay.
Yes. And I was no reply.
So what are you doing? What are you doing now?
Yes.
Okay.
Then he returned to the middle of the intersection, directing more traffic, facing my direction. I continued to videotape. Then he went over to the golf cart and talked to people there, and then pointed my way and proceeded to approach me.
They went over to the golf cart and said something to them.
Yeah, they were talking. I couldn't hear. They were too far away. But then he pointed at me and he came towards me. And as he's coming towards me, he's going, "What are you doing, ma'am? What are you doing?" Very loudly. And he kept coming up to me and I wasn't saying anything. So he came, I was on the grass behind the curb. He came up on the grass and grabbed my right forearm very forcefully and said, "What are you doing?" And that's when I said, "I'm taking pictures. I'm taking pictures."
And so when he was speaking to you, he said something to the people on the golf cart,
Mm-hmm.
and he was pointing at you, and he pointed at
Yes.
you. Okay. And then he proceeded to walk towards your
Yes.
location. Okay. And then
as he's approaching me, he's saying very loudly, "Ma'am, what are you doing? Ma'am, what are you doing?"
he said very loudly?
Yes.
Okay.
And as he came up off the street onto the grass where I was, he grabbed my arm and he goes, "Ma'am, what are you doing?" On my right forearm.
Okay.
And that's when I said, "I'm taking pictures.
Okay.
I'm taking video."
But he asked you, "What are you doing?" Twice?
Yes.
Okay, before he grabbed.
Yes.
Okay. As you approached me, he said, "What are you doing?" And after he said that, when
he
went
grabbed my right arm.
Did
My
he go
camera
up
was
on
in my,
on the curb?
yes, he came up on the grass. I mean, he was almost touching me with his chest. He was so close.
And do you know which hand he used to grab him? Do you remember?
He was facing me, so it would have been his left hand,
Okay.
I think. I was so shocked. I was just like, couldn't believe he grabbed me.
You didn't expect it?
No, and it was, even though it's on a street light, it's still dark. It's darker then, so it just was like, but I recorded the whole thing, so.
And he grabbed your right forearm?
Yes, and it was very firm, and when I said, after I had said, "I'm taking pictures, I'm taking videos," and he says, ma'am, you can't do that. And I said, yes, I can. Then his grip got tighter. And he looked at me, and he let go and walked away.
Okay.
He turned around and went back to where he was.
So the initial
directed.
grab, he said, you can't
You can't do that.
be, okay.
And he said ma'am a couple times.
Okay, and you told,
You can't do that. I think he said, you can't do that, ma'am. Sorry.
and his grip got a little bit tighter.
Yes. When I said, yes, I can. he didn't like that. Thank you.
And did he say anything after his grip got tighter?
No.
No?
He just looked at me and walked away. And before he got back to his post, I did say something to him. Can I revise my statement? Can I revise it? I just thought of something.
Sure.
Right? Okay, no, it's not yet. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was trying to make sure I got the steps in order. Go ahead.
No, I want to print it out,
Okay.
and then you can write on it and correct stuff and all
Okay.
that stuff
Okay.
until we get it right.
Okay.
And then when he walked away, at that time you.
Yes, he turned around, started walking away, and that's when I asked him, sir, what is your name and badge number? And I said it pretty loudly. And I said it more than once. And he just kept walking. At that time is when the people in the golf course left, and he moved the barriers to let them through. They had been sitting there watching. I mean, I don't know if they're watching me, but they were sitting there.
Okay, you asked him twice.
Yes.
Didn't respond.
Yes, and that's when he moved the barriers to let the golf cart leave.
Okay.
And then he went almost back to the middle of the intersection where he had been directing traffic. And at that point, I asked him again, what is your name and badge number? And I the curb into the street that was blocked from traffic. And he goes, I can't right now, I'm working.
And he let the go-kart leave. He went back to the middle section. At that point, you stepped off the curb.
Yes. Because I didn't know maybe he couldn't hear me. Because there's, you know, traffic and the noises and around, so. But after he left, I didn't get more than 15 feet to him. I never interfered with his job or anything.
Okay. And then he then said,
And that's when he said,
I'm
I
busy.
can't,
Okay.
I'm doing my job. I'm busy right now.
Okay, and then
And then I proceeded to tell him that, okay, I'll go get Chief. Right here I'm signing.
yes. Would you like to keep these rough drafts? Or?
No, if you
Yeah.
can shred them,
I
please.
can shred them.
Okay. Sworn and described on this day of 13th day of July. You got 2016 on here. That would like put a red flag on something.
Exactly. So we're gonna keep checking these things until they're right.
Yeah. That would. I wonder if anybody else would have caught that. Oops. That would not have been nice.
Yeah, you use the same template.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
Well, maybe that's a good sign if the last one you did was 16. I'm assuming. I'm not.
No, because I got this template from
Oh.
another location.
Oh, okay.
And,
That's wishful thinking,
yeah.
not to have a complaint for 2 years. That would be,
No, there's been
that would be ideal,
some
wouldn't it?
complaints.
Put you out of a job.
There you go.
Okay, now I'll sign it with the correct date. And you'll give me a copy of everything.
Correct.
13th day of July.
I'm gonna have to
Okay, what's
notarize
this?
it.
The signature that you...
Yeah.
Oh, so you're a notary?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw the instructions where it said it had to be notarized. So.
Okay, so let's go to sign off on it.
The first question is, all of this documentation stays in-house.
It's in-house. Yeah, it's
Okay.
an internal matter.
At what point, like if a citizen wanted to ask to get all this documentation, it wouldn't be available to them, would it? Or would it be after an investigation is completed? And
Of course.
I'm just
during-
concerned about privacy for myself, for the officer,
Right.
you know.
Check the copy.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to release
Okay.
any of these documents.
So it wouldn't be a public record.
No.
Okay.
And then once the final determination comes out,
Mhm.
chief, depending what it is, there could be, if he chooses to go to arbitration, if the officer appeals it and decides to go to arbitration, go to a hearing, then at that point, it's
Okay.
not public. It could
Okay.
be public. You know.
Okay. That was the process I was going to ask about. So,
Yeah.
okay. Goes from here. You do finish the investigation.
Mhm.
Turn it over to the chief of police.
Correct.
He looks it over and he makes a decision on what steps to take next.
Exactly.
It could go to arbitration.
It could go to arbitration.
Okay, at arbitration, would that mean all parties would sit down in front of a magistrate or a judge, or?
There's two ways this can happen, and it would be the officer's choice,
Okay,
because he'll be represented by his attorneys and stuff like that. We have a union, and
Alright.
we have TMPA, so we have representation 24 hours a day.
so if he has a lawyer, I have to bring a lawyer?
Well, your lawyer is going to be the civil service attorneys.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, I'm just
those
like,
are your, that's
I'm
your,
gonna go find a lawyer now.
No, no, no,
Okay, okay, but
No,
he'll have a
just,
lawyer to help represent his legal
Right,
rights.
yeah. So,
And I will be there, and somebody will help me to represent my rights.
I
And then
guess-
another person will mediate or
Yeah,
whatever?
he's got two choices. He can either file his appeal through civil service
Okay,
or an arbitrator.
okay,
Okay, so if he says, well, I want to go to the civil service route. So we have a board of civil service members
yes.
that will sit, you know, like a jury.
So it'd be like a hearing?
like a hearing, you know, and you plead your cases to the civil service board, and they'll make a ruling.
So, so
Okay.
those are local citizens that are on the board? The
Yes,
Civil
yeah,
Service
they-
Board request by email to the city secretary asking for a body cam if there's any footage.
Okay.
So I just
Okay.
figure if I didn't see one, but I know, you know, it was dark. I mean, I couldn't even see a badge because
Right.
he didn't have on the normal uniform. He had on like the summer
Yeah,
event
summer attire,
uniforms.
yeah.
Yeah. So there wasn't a metal badge with a name tag. And
Right.
it was dark.
Okay.
So I don't know if he had a camera on, but I would have didn't because I would think that I would have seen a light in the dark
Exactly.
if it was running.
And that is part of the investigation. We will collect the body cams if there's one available.
Okay.
You know, but I couldn't check yet because I hadn't had
Yes.
official complaints
Yes.
on yet.
And I know we're a small town here, but at what point is usually the turnaround on the body cam once I make my FOIA request to see, or do you guys even release the body cams before the investigation's over with?
Well, I know if you file a Freedom of Information Act,
Mm-hmm.
I know, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think they give us like 10 days to
Yes.
response.
Yes, but I guess what I'm asking, if I'm a party to the investigation,
Right. No,
am
no,
I
but-
allowed to get?
Yeah, and I was going to answer that for you. What's going to end up happening is at that point the chief's going to have to make a determination as well. Look, you know, it's an ongoing investigation, and so what he'll normally do is get an attorney general's ruling on it, and he'll submit it for attorney general review and say, look, this is going on.
Make sure it's legal.
And, yeah.
Okay.
Is it legal? And I want an outside source to give me that guidance, so you know it'll be
Okay.
no question.
So it's not in your hands, it
Right.
goes through other,
Attorney,
okay,
attorney general review. Right. And if they say no, it's okay, then okay, here you go.
okay, okay, just have to wait, for the city secretary to let me know. I can't believe it took so long, but got a lot of information, and this will be a good PSA for educational. Well, thank you guys. It'll be posted online pretty soon. An hour and almost 20 minutes, but it's very thorough, and anybody who hasn't been through it needs to make sure you played enough time to give out all the information. Got that done, and I got copies and everything like that, and we'll see where it happens with the process. Thank you.